ka Sorkar MDA-II kalashim yakarai ban budien bakin nong trei Bylla na sabar Jylla kimdei bandon kimukodama kam Runar persya yaki habaki wan bandrung syaka Jylla Meghalaya banwan Bylla kani kalami na kajingpente bapol lingdo menteri bedai kami yakatan social welfare kum unong aikitien ka Sorkar MDA-II halor kirai na kajelang kenhun menteri kepala penlong akano pai singi ka arterik nailar arjar saw ulong ba kajelang kenhun menteri kala menjer ban penbej ka Meghalaya identification registration safety and security of migrant workers ak arajar arpo but yaka Meghalaya identification safety and security rules arajar arpo dak baban yaka phang bakin nong Bylla na bar Jylla kimdei bandon kidak kam Runar ulong ba kajelang kalarai ban pentrikam yaka crime and criminal tracking network system kabandon ki jingtep kababnya ki Runar bat ka Sorkar Jylla kan pentikna yaka jinglong jingman ki bawan na ba ulong kibayat laj yakate kaan kingat hakakuna kabolong nadu san hajar hadu silak tingka bat yakani onwanra hakador bar banwan jongka yeng dor bar thawan ka Meghalaya.
The amendment to the Meghalaya Identification, Registration, Safety and Security of Migrant Workers MIRSS Act 2020 and the Meghalaya Identification, Registration, Safety and Security of Migrant Workers Rules 2020. One of the major components of the new amendment is that the state government will optimize efforts to check the antecedents of migrant workers to ensure that only those with no criminal antecedents can join the workforce as migrant workmen here in Meghalaya. So the cabinet decided that it would make use of a system, a central system called briefly CCTNS, for the Crime and Criminal Tracking Network System. Under this system, which is a database of the crimes and criminals, we will ensure that on the basis of this data available, we will be able to verify the antecedents of migrant workers, and two, the local police will also be able to verify these antecedents based on this system. The system is available with the police, and the Department of Labour will coordinate accordingly to ensure that the records of those who will be registered as migrant workers here in Meghalaya is properly verified. Two, the cabinet also decided that under the Act, the original Act of 2020, there was a provision that whoever is found guilty of violating the Act, they were liable to a penalty of 5,000, a fine of 5,000 per individual. But the cabinet will bring this up to the State Assembly in the session which is to be held shortly, whereby we will enhance this penalty from 5,000 rupees to 1 lakh rupees per offender. In the case of repeat offenders, there will be an imprisonment, simple imprisonment for a term not exceeding 3 months. The criminal antecedents of the workers.
So, in that regard, can you tell us the percentage of crimes committed by them in the past?
No. These are workers who wish to work at Meghalaya, for which there is this act under which they will be registered. So they have to either obtain a police verification from the home state, or when they reach Meghalaya, get their antecedents verified by the state police which will utilize this crime and criminal tracking network system, and based on the verification done by the police, the Labour Department will then process their applications.
Presently, the penal provision is 5,000. So if now we are putting a bill to the assembly, we are trying to enhance it to 1 lakh
For the agencies and
for
the
the agency.
Okay. And apart from that, imprisonment is also there for, I believe.
For repeat
That is for
offenders.
repeat offender.
But not for the agencies.
It will be for the agency only. We have it will be for the agency only.
The current act, which the cabinet has approved amendment to, that will take immediate effect.
Interstate migrant workers and also migrant worker. These are two different acts. One is National Act, the Interstate Migrant Worker, and this one is Meghalaya Act only. Under the Interstate Migrant Worker, there should be a contractor from the state in which they come, and it will be the number will be more than 5 people. Here under the state, it will be one individual also.
One individual can also
less
register.
than 5 people. That is for the purpose of this Meghalaya Migrant Worker Act.
This will be under the purview of the Labour Department, and an officer not below the rank of Labour Inspector will be given this task, will be tasked with the responsibility of verifying and checking the documents submitted. Yes, at the moment we have, but should there be a need to enhance that manpower, we will accordingly do it. We are verifying their antecedents so that they do not unnecessarily add to the crime graph of Meghalaya. If they have had criminal records, which they have committed in their home state, obviously such characters will not be welcome to work
But
in Meghalaya.
it can apply to other citizens who come here also.
As the law of the land prevails over every Indian.
The question is why only to them? Then all the people who come here.
No, because every state, and in particular in the case of Meghalaya, we depend largely on migrant workers coming from outside of Meghalaya, because there is a shortfall of local workforce available, and therefore we anticipate that that number will be significant enough that if we do not verify their antecedents, they become a threat to the peace, stability and security of Meghalaya. Once this decision has been taken today, I am sure that this will allay the fears of illegal immigration to a large extent. As I said in the past, two major components of people entering Meghalaya are either tourists or laborers. In the case of laborers, they tend to stay for a longer period of time, which is why we have introduced today's amendment in order to tighten the rule of law that would prevail over such a labor force. The amendment is called Amendment to the Meghalaya Identification, Registration, within bracket, Safety and Security of Migrant Workers, MIRSS Act 2020, and the Meghalaya Identification, Registration, within brackets, Safety and Security of Migrant Workers Rules 2020. So there is an act and rules framed under that act. We have approved the amendments to the rules, but the amendment to the act, which includes the enhanced penalty, this will have to go to the State Assembly for its final approval.
Habatin, pej bahagi kishab plus F.
Ka plus F?
Hakabam bangibam dunaki eki batay kamet. Namar kata habathiru atau kau kamlu ka umpnyang kadut pej ya kishab plus F haka jingsom. Yaki nutrient kum ki vitamin bat ka iron la icon diat bat ka bathau bha kam khta I ka dur jing ki mar bam ka jing ma lani ka rukom shed yaki
Balehi panai kita.
ka don ka we ka jing mentoy ba kongsan ka kot ka khia ka nutrition ba kham bha ka jing im ba kham bha pendon kam daki mar bam madon ka sharp plus f menta kasni
Lawan Ra Shafi Lingba ko office jong Commissionerate of Food Safety Meghalaya